oh my gosh, Black Clover episode 167 was so good. Like this was literally like the best episode of Black Clover that we have ever gotten. Like if Black Clover was seasonal, this is what it would look like. Like this was literally what we would get every week if it was seasonal. Like which is just absolutely crazy to think about that like Black Clover could have this kind of production if it was seasonal. Like that like blows my mind. Like this is really what it would be like. This adaptation of the of like this episode was done so well. Like I literally can't think of anything bad that I could say about the animation or how anything was done. Like, overall, it was amazing. Like there's literally nowhere that, like they literally 10 out of 10 job on that one. Great job down there. Like right off of the bat, like one of my absolute favorite scenes is when there was one of the sequences of Yami and Asta fighting against Dante or whatever, and they're like going up against him or whatever, and like Yami shoots a slash at Dante and he like dodges it, but Asta is like behind him and like smacks the slash back to like hit Dante in the back. Like oh, it was so good. It was so good. Like I literally just watched the episode and I just hit record because I was like, this episode is so good. Like I don't know why. I should have did a live reaction. That this episode was so good. Oh my gosh. Like I really like how much they added into the actual fight scenes of the actual fight because as you know in the manga it was like one or two chapters. Like there was the beginning of it and then there's like just the end of it essentially. So like a lot of it was kind of left up to the imagination, and I always really love it when they add more scenes to fights because it makes it just that much more hype. And like there was this one moment where like Dante like he just makes his big fist and just like punches the ground and like a cliff breaks apart. I'm like, oh my gosh, what is going on? This fight is crazy. This fight is literally crazy. Or Dante he like makes like a gravity singularity with like his mouth and like shoots it at them. I'm just like, yo,
We eating good tonight, boy.
it was wild. I even got like when Dante made like that giant sword or whatever and just like shot it at them and they like flew through it. I got like what's that movie? That freaking My Hero movie. Two Heroes. I want to say Two Heroes or something along those, the most recent one that came out when Deku turned into like that little like ball of green energy, and in this episode they had like Asta as like a ball of anti magic just shooting around. I was like, yo, this episode is top tier hype out of the Yami and Asta versus Dante fight. It was done so well. And one thing that I really did like to see, because there were some scenes added from the manga, but one thing that I really did like is when Asta's sword, after he had made the contract with the devil or whatever and got his devil arm, once Asta's sword chopped into Dante's arm, you can kind of see like the anti magic like kind of take form on Dante's body, like how it was starting to affect his actual body. And I thought that was a really cool touch because in the manga, like we can't really tell that at all. It just looks like the sword touches him and then he's in pain. So like it was done really well in a way that like us as the audience can kind of tell that something is going on here, something more is like happening. Which was done really well. Um, the actual scene between at the very end when Asta's trying to get a clean hit on Dante and Dante's getting rid of all of his swords, like he's just covering them or hitting them out of the way, and then at the last second, Yami like blows Dante's body away and then throws him his katana. That scene, I think it was a really good choice for everything to go silent. Like that part, like having like because it was really hype, high intensity, lots of movement happening, and then everything just goes silent as you just see like, and then how they like deadpan over to the katana like just being thrown and then over into Asta, like just how that was done. He just slowly grips the katana. Like I'm starting to get hype again. I gotta calm down. I gotta calm down. I started to get hype again. But how he basically like just like gripped the like katana and then just slashes Dante perfectly. It just seemed, and then like his stance, the stance at the end, it was such a Yami. It seemed like a Yami moment, but for Asta. So it was really hype. Again, I gotta relax. I gotta relax. I gotta dial it back. But yes, I do think there was just so many really good choices in this episode. Oh yeah, I forgot to talk about the freaking beginning of it with Noel. The beginning stuff was, it was cool. The basically wrapping up of the Heart Kingdom stuff with, Vonica saying that, she's gonna kidnap Laura Petrica just so Noel can get stronger. Remembering that her mother got stronger, Aether. That Aether got stronger when she took a hostage. So trying to do the same thing for Noel, and then Noel's scream at the end, very reminiscent of or Asta at the end of the episode, which actually, like, now that I said out loud, that was actually kind of cool how the beginning of the episode started with Noel in despair yelling, whereas the end of the episode ended with Asta in despair yelling. It was pretty good. Um, Now I think about it, I feel like had the best despair scream. I don't know. Let me know that down below. Actually, who you guys think had the best like scream at the end between Asta, and no, I'm kind of curious on that one. But no, like the stuff in the beginning was done really well, and then with the Dark Disciples blowing up at the end, I feel like it was a perfect wrap up to how the Heart Kingdom was adapted. Honestly, the way that they did it, as I've said before in my past videos, how they're kind of intermixing it with the Asta and Yami stuff kind of brings it to life more, because before, when it was all alone on its own in the manga, it dragged. It felt like it dragged. So them doing it with the Asta and Yami stuff felt like a good choice. And then of course we have at the very end, where it is, they have finally defeated Dante, and they're all like not like relaxing, but they're taking a moment to breathe. And it's when Yami goes back and he's about to restrain Dante, and then we get like that scene. I was waiting on this scene for so long just to see how they would do it. That just absolute perfect scene right there. Oh, it was done so well. It was done so well. And the Black Bulls' last like ditch effort to try to save Yami, just trying to attack Xenon, just with Ghost, Henry, Vanessa Finral. This was like easily like top three most disrespectful moments in Black Clover, though. Right here, where Finral just opens up a portal and Xenon's just like,
Nope.
like just he just he denied Finral's portal, and that was like, I was like, wow, like, I'm like, Finral just like, wow, I like, whew, like, he said no to your portal. That was a really like they really snuck in a little disrespectful moment for a Finral. So that was pretty funny. And then this scene right here, where Xenon like has his bones outstretched, though, like when cause I do want to talk about that when he went to attack Asta to try to get rid of him. It's really interesting because in the manga, this scene had zero context. Like, it was literally just him reaching his like hand out, and then it just trembled, and like it was like, what even happened? Like, he didn't really say anything like that meant anything. Like, it just kind of happened, and then he just like left. Whereas in the anime, they added so much context. So basically, as we see in the actual scene, is that Xenon was still, he had some residual damage from his fight with meaning did do some kind of lasting impression on him, because Xenon was happy that he got to him early. And this makes so much more sense now, because when this scene came out in the manga, people were like, is Xenon like potentially worried about Finral? Is he kind of worried about Asta? Was he damaged from his fight with Was he damaged from his fight with William? Like, what was going on? Like, we had no idea. Like, we really had no idea what it was. So I'm really happy that the anime really added words to this scene to make it like make sense because it was really confusing. Um, yeah, all in all, and then like I said, episode ends. Asta with his scream out into um with his scream out for Yami after he gets taken, which Asta's voice actor always does an amazing job at these kind of really high emotional moments. Honestly, Asta's voice actor does really a really really good job, and both of his voice actors honestly do a really good job. If you haven't checked out the dub for Black Clover, it actually is really really good. I'll definitely be watching this again when they dub it. But right now, the Japanese voice actor, he killed the scene. He did an amazing job. Easily 10 out of 10 episode. I'm really excited for next week. I was kind of shocked how much they showed in the previews. It seemed like they showed a lot more than they should have. I mean, I get it. Anime nowadays, like with the previews and stuff, there's like hardcore spoilers, but like, man, they showed a lot. So I'm not going to talk too much about it because I don't want to like overly spoil anybody. But like, man, this episode, 10 out of 10, amazing. Really, really pumped for it. Let me know how you guys felt about it down below. Let me know what you guys' absolute favorite moment was. Was it them like flying through the giant sword? Any of Yami's death thrust? The moment I liked where Asta smacked back for like Slash? The freaking final cut? Like maybe your favorite moment was the stuff in the beginning with Monica. Who knows? I'm not gonna judge you. Or maybe your favorite moment was right here with Gray.
But this does put a smile on my face.
Was it with Gray? I don't know. Was that somebody's favorite moment? I feel like it might be. I don't know. But yeah, just let me know down below. That's all I have for you guys though. Make sure you guys like the video as well as subscribe to the channel for more Black Clover content. I do appreciate you guys. I have nothing else for you though. So I will catch you all in my next video. Enjoy the rest of you guys' day.